Hey everybody! Today I'm going to be making my dad's bean soup. For that I got 3 1-pound bags of Great Northern beans. Now you're going to want to soak them overnight because they're going to evaporate the water. And make sure you put them in 2 different containers because believe me, they do evaporate the water. And make sure the water is filled up enough. I'm going to start off with 5 potatoes, 2 medium onions. I got bone-in ham steak and it's already cooked and it's hardwood smoked. I cut them into bite-sized chunks, cut them however you want them. Now, just a reminder, when you boil them in the water, they're gonna probably flake apart. I am gonna start off with 3 celery stalks, 3 carrots, and I'm gonna use bouillon in the jar, and it's the vegetable stuff. Now, when you open this, make sure you refrigerate it. You can't put it back in your cupboard. Okay, before you start, you give your beans a good draining, and then you give them a good rinsing and throw them in your soup pot. Okay, so when you put your beans in your pot, fill your water up about 3/4 of the way with water. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get my bouillon here, and it says 1 teaspoon. This would be like 1 cube or 1 8-ounce can of broth. So I'm gonna put about 3 or 4 teaspoons in and I'm gonna taste it. And if it tastes a little weak, then I'll add more. Just use your judgment. And then I'm gonna leave the beans, simmer for a couple hours before I add my other ingredients. Okay, so what I did, guys, is when I cut the ham up and I was leaving my beans simmer, I threw the fat and the 2 bones from the 2 ham steaks into the broth with the beans while it's simmering. Okay, so I cut my 5 potatoes into small cubes, cut them as you wish. My celery, my carrots, I sliced, and my onions. And my ham, I have cut up into cubes like this. Now, after about 2 hours, my water reduced and my beans are starting to get soft, so I'm gonna add my potatoes, my celery, my carrots, my ham, and my onions. Before you start adding your vegetables and your ham, get a little strainer and get that fat out of there, and if you can find the bones, get them out. Okay, after you add your ham and your vegetables, you leave that simmer for a good couple hours. The longer you leave it simmer, the more it's gonna get thicker. This is when you add your seasonings, which will be more of your chicken bouillon, black pepper, parsley flakes, and kosher salt. You add all this to taste. Okay guys, I left it simmer for about 2.5 hours. When it was all said and done, I added 7 teaspoons of the vegetable bouillon. Enjoy!